Now to Somalia. Its new president, moderate Islamist Sheikh Ahmed Sharif, is raising hopes in Africa and beyond that he may be able to bring stability to the war-battered country. VOA's Bill Rogers reports.
Somalis in Mogadishu celebrated news of the election of Sheikh Sharif Ahmed by Somalia's transitional parliament, while the militant group Al-Shabaab vowed to continue its fight to control the country. But as a moderate Islamist, President Sharif may be able to stabilize Somalia, says John Prendergast of the Center for American Progress.
They have a chance. You know, it's a small chance, and it's going to require a lot of support, appropriate support from the international community. But I do think it's a different era that could begin with this election.
This is largely because Mr. Sharif was head of the Islamic Courts Union, which briefly ruled in 2006. It imposed harsh Sharia, but was popular because it brought law and order to Mogadishu by defeating rival warlords. Mr. Sharif was seen as a conciliatory figure in the ICU. But Ethiopia, with U.S. backing, invaded Somalia to oust the coalition because it viewed the ICU as dominated by Islamic extremists. However, Somalis celebrated early this year when the Ethiopian military pulled out the last of its forces, widely viewed as foreign occupiers. For his part, President Sharif, attending an African Union summit in the Ethiopian capital, told reporters he wants a good relationship with his former enemy, Ethiopia.
I'm confident we have altogether left the past behind and will start a new chapter in our relationship.
Now, with the departure of the Ethiopian military, the way is open, some experts say, for Mr. Sharif to move the country forward. But it will be a delicate balancing act, says Brett Schaefer, who monitors Somalia at the Heritage Foundation.
In order for him to impose some sort of control over this, he's going to have to elicit support from various groups. This may force him to be perhaps more Islamic, but at the same time, his willingness to become more radicalized in effort to gain political support may cost him support from the West.
The Shabaab will be the wild card. With suspected ties to Al-Qaeda, the militant group now controls the southern part of the country. But its hardline Islamic practices may have weakened its popular support, say analysts. And its sources of funding from abroad may dry up now that there is no longer a foreign occupying force in Somalia. Prendergast, who heads the Center for American Progress's anti-genocide campaign, Enough, is cautiously optimistic.
When you take the snapshot now, you know, there's nothing. I mean, the transitional government is completely out of the country and the Shabaab looks dominant. But the trend line is very negative for Shabaab because they are going to lose their sources of support, so I think they're going to look to be much more accommodating in the coming months.
The U.S. State Department has issued a statement congratulating President Sharif and urging him to reach out to Somalis who reject violence and extremism. But in a country that has not had an effective central government since 1991, analysts agree the task is likely to take years. Bill Rogers, VOA News.